to connect to many different data sources and to manage those different pieces of data, but then creating some new pieces in a prototype to be able to ingest data from all those different data sources that may be in LDAP or SQL or flat files or what have you, and bring them up into a new top layer, bring some of those pieces in, and connect them together as you see near the top of the screen, different data all interconnected in a graph, in this identity graph, that then other applications can use to traverse in near real time to get answers around authorization, security, privacy, and more. So we're going to start off here by going to our connected car page, and in this case it's BMW. We're going to log in as Barbara Jensen. So this page here, this application is actually protected by our Access Manager, and we're performing the authentication piece right now. And as we log in this case, the application here, the customer application, and Barbara Jensen being the customer, is in the context, as I said earlier, of new mobility. Picture this as your favorite auto manufacturer. You're able to go and manage your profile, see the vehicles you own, share the vehicles out with someone, and manage the permissions of what they're actually allowed to do with your vehicle when you share it to them. And the identity relationships between the vehicle and the user, the driver, the owner, the permissions themselves, so on and so forth, will all come together to make those decisions in real time as to who's able to do what. So we see here, this is Barbara's page. She is the owner of a Nissan Maxima and a Toyota Sienna. We'll focus on the Nissan Maxima for now. So when she clicks on that, she can see her vehicle. She could add and associate a credit card. She is able to see all of the pieces of information of the digital identity of that car, including the VIN code. Those are what were pushed all the way starting from over here, one of these data sources, into IDM, pushed into here, turned into graph relationship, and now this application is able to see that piece of information because it was loaded here, and we're able to see those relationships. So back to the application. We can see a credit card that's been created and associated with Barbara. We have the identity of the vehicle here. We have the identities of roles, owner, maintainer, driver, and then the actual identities of different permissions, as you saw in the application, being able to install an application, update software, view online, and so forth. And then we have these grant nodes that tie all these things together. So you can see that even in the simplest of relationships here, everything is intertwined and everything is interconnected, and we're traversing those things real time in the graph when we want to determine what someone's allowed to see. So for example, when Scott logged in, and this was the view that he saw here, this was from traversing the identity graph using the AM policy engine over here, AM policy engine integrated with the graph to determine what he was even allowed to see in the first place. Okay, so now let's go back and let's change some permissions for Scott Farmer. So in this case, we're going to